Now the facts are plain for all to see, or so it seems to me. Like the leaves upon the branches of that big old pine tree. We could be distant cousins long before we sail the seas. But there's not a lot of money selling genealogy.
Good afternoon, good evening, and wherever you are, don't touch your channel flipper. We're back with Manfred's guitar, thanks to Rogers TV. And today we are visiting with
Jasmine
Mascarenhas. And Jasmine, can you tell us what it is that you do here?
Yeah, so I'm the new project manager at the Okanagan Center for Spiritual Living. So that's where we are right now. It's been around for over 30 years. It's fluctuated a lot in what it offers, but it's always had a really strong community, and it's always had a love for music as well. So we're really honored to have you here today.
So tell us a little bit about the special event that happens on Fridays here.
Yeah, so as a way to sort of gather community in a different, more mindful kind of context, we've been hosting a local market every Friday since the end of February. So we invite different local artisans, farmers, healers, authors, all sorts of wonderful entrepreneurs, as well as local musicians that provide live music, and we provide as well complimentary tea from our tea house. So we have a spiritual bookstore and tea house in the front of the building, and in the back here is where we host our workshops, our celebrations, all sorts of beautiful activities, including that market, for which Manfred provided the music a few weeks ago, and it was really special.
And who's the lovely lady that's minding the store from Lumbee? I keep forgetting her first name.
That's Bev.
She's
our, she's wonderful. She's an artist as well, a painter, and she's the treasurer here, so does a really important job at the center.
Yeah, Bev Danby's figures very much in our life. She helped us to put up some electrical things that I didn't know how to do a few years ago. That was pretty nice, and she's always here, and I look forward to seeing her as she represents Lumbee. And whether you can see it or not, today's show, Jasmine, is about this thing. We have the mastermind behind one of the ukulele clubs in Vernon, and her stalwart assistant, whose name I will mention as well. So without much more, Jasmine, can you think of anything else that Manfred might have neglected?
Yeah, we're at 2913 29th Avenue in Vernon, and all of our activities are by donation, drop-in by donation basis, so extremely accessible. We have things for all ages, and we're really just trying to support the holistic well-being of the community, and strengthen those bonds, and make sure that everyone knows that there is that there's support for them, and there are ways to grow spiritually that are not necessarily confined by dogmatic religion or these kinds of traditional ways. It's very open, and there's all sorts of fun stuff going on here. So I invite you to check out our website or find us on social media as well.
That sounds great. We'll say goodbye to Jasmine for now until we meet again at another time. Yes, thank you, Jasmine.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Welcome back to another episode of Manfred's Guitar. Actually, it could be Manfred's ukulele today, it could be Manfred's zither today, but either way, we're going to make and work a little bit. So I say goodbye to Alan Alien, my ukulele instructor, put him away, put the ukulele away for a little later time, and then I will introduce two very, 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 very special guests for you. In the meantime, a little work entitled Night of Stars. a little bit of Night of Stars. And if you don't touch your channel flipper, to your right, my left, there it is, the one and only Diana Stanford. Put it together at home for Diana. She's here. She's brought her ukulele, a couple of ukuleles, and she has brought Sid Tozer. And so these two people make up part of one of the Vernon and Community ukulele bands. What do you call the place you played at?
The Armstrong Fair.
The Armstrong Fair. And so I give you for a moment a good look at these two lovely people. I'm going to suggest that Sid and Diane, pick up your instruments and just make a little bit of a noise. So just acclimatize with it, because people need to know that there's a thing called sometimes worrisome warm-up, and we leave it on the tape. And so Sid, I'm speaking for Sid. Sid, I'll let you do this first. Can you explain this strange thing that you have in your hand? I know Diana will have a lot to say, but tell us about your blunderbuss over there, would you?
Okay, so ukuleles come in all kinds of sizes, and as opposed to my stand-up, which is the size of a small truck, this is, and you can play back and forth very easy. It's almost like playing your guitar.
Well,
And it plays everything that a normal bass would, and you can make it sound funny, but I just try to have it sound like an acoustic bass.
but it's really, really interesting, because I had my hands on that thing. I was fondling this equipment before I even gave me permission to do so. It's very delicate. It's the strings are so soft, so smooth. It's almost like they're soaked in buttermilk or cream or something like that. So these are very new strings. They didn't have these 20 years ago, did they?
No, actually, I think somewhere in the last 10 years they came out with these. I call them Goodyear rubber strings, but they're basically just big pieces of elastic band. But because they're tuned, and this one here is fretless, so you can.
Wow. So there are people all over the province, and there are people all over the planet that are playing the ukulele. There's now a magazine that they have out of the United States that shows all kinds of new models and new instruments being made and music. So let me take a moment to speak to Diana. Diana, what is your long connection with the ukulele? How did that start? It's got to be history.
There is. In November of 22, just after COVID, I was part of the Helena Center, and they were looking for someone to bring ukulele back in, so that the people, the members there, could participate in it and learn how to play this instrument. So we started off with a group of about 15 people.
Oh.
But advertised it as beginners. And so what happened is we had 4 or 5 beginners, and those that were a little more advanced, that wasn't what they were looking for. So they dropped off. We were left with about 6 or 7 people. The beginners, have advanced dramatically. And in the fall of 2024, we had a number of other people join us, and we're up to 16 right now. So it's the Helena ukulele.
Wow, that's all within 2 years.
That's right.
Diana, tell me a little bit, or tell all those nice people out there, how did the ukulele come into your life?
Into my life?
Yeah.
Actually, several years ago, I lived in Alberta for a lot of years, and I went to a number of festivals throughout the province, and at every one of them, there would be groups of ukulele players.
Right.
It was wonderful because there was all ages and sizes, and their different instruments, and everything that they played. You, as an audience participant, you were able to join in and sing with them. So I did that for a couple of years, and then when I lived in Edson, just before I moved out here to Alberta, then what I started to do was to teach kids and seniors. And yeah, just developed from there.
So Diana Stanford is a household name in the area in regards to, I'm sure, many other things. I'm sure she knows how to cook, make great cookies and make great meals for her friends and families.
Oh, don't count on that.
Okay, won't go there.
No, don't go there.
But I think that anybody watching this program is tapping their foot or their pencil and saying, like, get on with it. Can we hear some music? Well, I think that we're going to do that right about now. Check with Sid to see what they would like to play, and maybe they will let me plunk along. Let's see, what have you got in store, Sid?
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is something silly called Aiko Aiko. There's a Creole tradition where before they do some games, they kind of do some trash talking with each other. And it sounds fairly nasty, you know, I'm going to kill your grandma thing, but it's actually just trash talking. And it's kind of like capture the flag kind of games.
Can I play along?
Oh, please.
What are the
So today
horrendous
we're going to
rips?
be in F and C. So there's only 2 chords, so it's very simple. You just rock back and forth.
C and F?
No, F and C.
F and C.
Oh,
Okay, at home, don't get that mixed up. It's not F and C, it's C and F. And that's pretty important. So grab your ukulele at home, and if the beast is tuned up properly, well, here we go. I'll just behave and listen.
My grandpa and your grandma were sitting by the fire. My grandpa and your grandma gonna set your flag on fire. Talking about hey now, hey now, I go my lay. Giacomo Fina, hey nay, Giacomo Fina, hey. Look at my king all dressed in red. I go and lay.
That's pretty nice. So we just did something that I have never done before, and it's wonderful. And that's the kind of repertoire that you do, and people that sometimes know these songs actually sing along with you and tap their toes. And membership again for your group now is up to how many you said?
There's 16 members, active members in our group right now. And we work out of the Helena Center.
And that Helena Center is also in downtown Vernon.
It is.
You do this on any particular
Day, yes, we do it Sunday mornings from 10:30 to noon. And we're going to finish off this year at the end of May, but we'll, start again in September. But between now and the end of May, we invite people to come. So what the cost is if you're a member of the Helena Center, that cost is $25. It's $3 for a member and $5 for a non-member. Anybody, any age is welcome to come. And they can be a member as well.
Well, that's exciting. And meanwhile, the clock is ticking, and the less I say, the more music we end up doing. I would like to, with your permission, maybe ask if we could do a little bit of something in the key of C called The Bottle of Wine. It's an old Tom Paxton song. Okay. And if you want to play along with me, that would be just, that would make me feel great. And so grab your bottle of wine at home, your Canadian bottle of wine. Remember, we're dealing with some new rules. And here's a little bit of Tom Paxton's song with a little bit of an intro. Bottle of wine, fruit of the vine. When you gonna let me get so leave me alone, let me go home, let me go back and start over. Rambling around this dirty old town, singing for nickels and dimes. I ain't got enough to buy a little bit, to buy a little bottle of wine. Bottle of wine, fruit of the vine. When you gonna let me get sober, leave me alone, let me go home, let me go back and start over. Solo time. I got pain in the head, rocks in the bed, my pants are so old that they shine. But I ride the bronze, trusting in God, hugging my little bottle of wine. Bottle of wine, fruit of the vine. When you gonna let me get sober, leave me alone, let me go home, let me go back to start over. A preacher will teach, a teacher will teach, a miner will dig in the ground. But I ride the bronze, trusting in God, hugging the little bottle of wine. Bottle of wine, fruit of the vine. When you gonna let me get sober, leave me alone, let me go home, let me go back and start over. Well, we managed to get a couple of tunes in. We'd like to get a few more tunes in. But I would also like to torment any viewers and myself with the prospect of the undertaking that I've begun in the beginning of January. And in order to keep things brief, I'm going to remind you, just in brief, about a show that we did a number of months ago with Daniel Stark. And if you recall, Daniel and I spoke at length about stringed instruments from the Orient and how stringed instruments from the Orient, the Oriental part of the world, Asia, found its way to America, through Europe first. And what's interesting, and what I'd like to get off my chest as fast as possible, is a quick, brief discourse on an instrument that you will have heard one tune from a number of years ago. There was a film that had to do with the business of spies and underground in East and West Germany, in Berlin. And the name of the movie was called The Third Man. And if you German, Austrian, Bavarian zither here. It's very, very, very daunting. Number one, we play the guitar like this, bass on this side. This animal is backwards. The bass is on the bottom, the strings are this high off the fret. You end up bleeding on your left hand if you take it seriously. I'm going to do a C major scale for you just so you can see how it looks. Before that, a little bit of a nighttime stuff. Can you see that? One part of it. That's as far as I can go. That's a C major scale with the left hand upside down on steel strings. On the right hand, we can do something similar. Goodbye left hand, have a little break and do a C major scale on the open strings. It's a can of worms. It's exactly 35 strings here, but we'll just pick 7 of them, starting with a C. Now for the B, we're going to go to a low, instead of a low B here, I'm going to take the B here. So I fingered a B and a C with my left hand using my pick, and now I'm going to make an attempt to play a C major chord, and in this particular case, be prepared. This right hand has to stretch beyond its usual compass. So I'm anchoring a C bass here, a major third here. If you decide to undertake something like this, be prepared to spend the rest of your life, because I'm telling you it's complicated. But as far as tonal qualities, it's the most beautiful thing that I've heard in years. The richness of the chords and the steel strings coupled with the nylon strings are absolutely devastating. I'm going to put it down. Are we still here?
We are here.
A little bit of time to do one more song.
Okay, so let's do Jambalaya. Everybody knows that one.
And what key are you using that?
G. And it's just got 2 chords, G and D7. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to play a different instrument and see if I can foul them up here again. Okay, hang on. Okay. So this is the most current offspring of the zither, and this is the Oscar Schmidt autoharp. This is a beautiful model that came out in 1965. So the chords are what again?
1 and 5, so we're G and D.
G and D.
Or D7 if you have, I don't know if you have a...
I got something like that. Okay. All right, I'll follow you. Here we go. And then, yeah, go.
Goodbye, Joe. Me gotta go. Me oh my oh. Me gotta go. On the hero down the bayou. My Yvonne, sweetest one. Me oh my oh. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Well, jambalaya, crawfish pie, filet gumbo. For tonight I'm gonna see my share of meal. Big guitar, built for jar and big ale. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Well, jambalaya, crawfish pie, filet gumbo.
Stay with us.
For tonight I'm gonna see my share of meal. Pick
maybe we'll see you next month. Thank you very much for coming, Vernon Ukulele Club. It's been great. Let's do this again sometime. Thank you.
That was wonderful. Thank you for having us. Ukulele is king.
Now the facts are plain for all to see, or so it seems to me. Like the leaves upon the branches of that big old pine tree. We could be distant cousins long before we sail the seas. But there's not a lot of money selling jeans